Here are 101 Bloons tips. You can reposition your engineer's Bloon trap in between rounds to collect what's inside. This is a super easy way to get your money early and set up a fresh trap for the next round. Getting a few acidic mixture dip alchemists is a great way to get some extra damage and lead popping power on your DPS monkeys. Doing so can even let you skip a mib.
In battles too, you may not know that some Bloons have a speed buff. Leads move as fast as greens, and zebras move a lot faster than rainbows. Use this knowledge to layer Bloon rushes on top of each other, such as leads into rainbows, into zebras, and then purples.
The Dartling gunner can actually shoot over obstacles if you lock its targeting at the base of the obstacle. The 042 Spike Storm can receive attack speed buffs due to the Smart Spikes upgrade, so feel free to pair this guy with the Homeland defense. Striker Jones level 20 doubles the damage of all bombs and mortars, including their abilities and Bloon Incineration's burn.
Hotshots with even more tax is surprisingly powerful if you're willing to alchemize them.
302 Spiked Balls are an excellent way to lock down the end of the map during the mid game. Just buff them with a 300 Alchemist and they'll block that exit. The Relentless glue blobs that are left on the track can glue camos even if that glue gunner can't see them. Alch Buffs and Pickles affect the damage of walls of fire and the Druid's vines, causing them to do way more damage than they usually do.
My tip for you is to use Challenge Editor to your advantage. For you BTD6 players looking to perfect or even make your own strategies, Challenge Editor is where it's at. You can play any game mode with the benefit of not having to restart when you lose. Let's say you're chilling on round 98 and then the ZOMGs are just too much for you. Well, instead of starting back from the beginning, you can simply hit retry round. This little trick has saved me hours of my life and I hope it can help you too.
You can time a first strike to finish off the round 100 bad without having to deal with the ZOMGs and DDTs inside. Just wait until the skin has changed 4 times and its propellers are destroyed, then use the ability. You can have 100% uptime on the Homeland Defense's ability with just a little bit of micro. Just have a call to arms ready behind the Homeland so when its ability wears off, you sell the Homeland, upgrade the CTA to a Homeland Defense, and activate the ability. From there, just rinse and repeat. A bit of work, but can be worth it in free play. Using the Bloon Master Alchemist is a very easy way to beat the last round of Magic Monkeys only, double HP mobs, and alternate Bloon rounds. Just sell every tower you have and get them down for an easy win.
Number 15. Selling sentries from the tier 5 Sentry champion causes an explosion. It actually does decent damage and even works in chimps mode.
Layer skipping is extremely important to keep in mind when playing Bloons. If a monkey does 2 or more damage, it will skip over layers of balloons, which will significantly outperform towers that have the same damage per second, but less damage per shot. Embrittlement ice monkeys remove camo and regen properties from balloons. Additionally, this and the glue strike remove the lead property from DDTs. Have Fusty and Sun Temples can be placed on the water. Doing so will let them benefit from buffs like the Energizer and the Carrier Flagship.
Want to know a cool trick you could do with Gerardo on Cornfield? You can actually place his items in between the corn and the track itself. It'll make getting that no harvest achievement that much easier.
X3X ice monkeys and above can slow balloons even if they're behind obstacles. You can make your boomerang switch throwing hands. Doing so will make the boomerang curve the opposite direction and can help you use more of its pierce. Advanced challenges can reward collection event progress that'll help you get those diamond crates. The X4X Wizard's Phoenix automatically has camo detection.
Jerry's Fire, the item sold by Geraldo, can actually pop camo balloons if it's placed on a monkey that can see camo. Kind of like advanced intel on the submarine.
Stats are not always viewed the same. For example, Pierce is amazing in race events, but damage is preferred in chimps. This is because in races, there can be hundreds or even thousands of balloons on screen at one time. You can make many monkeys the door gunner of an X5X heli pilot, but the best one by far is the banana farmer. Just set the helicopter to patrol and watch it farm half of the map for you. Completing achievements is a fast and easy way to get rewards like monkey knowledge, money, instas, and powers.
The duration for overclock depends on the boosted tower's highest tier. For example, a base tower has an uptime of 105 seconds compared to a tier 5 tower which has only 30 seconds uptime.
Before we get into the next tip, I want to talk about the sponsor of this video, Crossout. It is a free-to-play game that is essentially a cross between Mad Max Fury Road and Kerbal Space Program. In it, players get complete creative freedom to mix and match individual parts to make vehicles of death and destruction. I'm talking turrets, shotguns, drills, lasers, mines, rocket spider legs, railguns, and many, many more. But the game is very easy to get into as it walks you through how to build vehicles from scratch and starts off nice and easy as it matches you up against other players with similar strength vehicles. So, your first game, you won't be going up against a giant spider walker of doom. Instead, you'll be playing against others your skill level. But if PvP isn't your thing, you can also dive into PvE raids, seasonal modes like racing, vehicle football, and clan wars, or you can do the adventure mode where you partake in a narrative-driven open-world campaign that can be played solo or together with friends. But if you sign up using this link, you'll get the unique pixel paint as well as choose between some special weapons and a powerful cabin that'll keep you safe. but I've had a super fun time playing it as I really enjoy being able to dismantle other vehicles part by part, making it harder and harder for opposing players to control their car. Plus, Crossout has major updates every few months that add tons of content like free new maps, gameplay features, parts, and more. And the best part is that it's free to play on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S, so you might as well try it out and have a good time. You can change your hotkeys to make certain monkeys or upgrades easier to select. I use this the most for selling and micro heavy challenges. Many towers in the game have a dead zone, meaning if they're placed correctly, they'll do way more damage. Some examples are that tack zones and spike storms do more damage when placed under the track. Similar to this, the monkey ace, especially the sky shredder, should be placed on top of the track. And Neva-Miss aces should be placed so far away that the darts have enough time to loop around and be facing the balloons when they make contact. Usually you also have them near the exit.
Something that I see is that a lot of people aren't using Geraldo's blade traps correctly. I often see people using them defensively, like here, they are at the end, and at best they're going to kill a ceramic and then die to a Moab. Instead of this, try placing them offensively, where you put them slightly before the target, for example, these ZUMGs, so that when they pop, the insides of the ZUMGs, in this case the BFBs and the mobs, will be right over the blade trap, taking the most damage, and this will delete these big clumps of balloons like this, doing way more damage than if they were at the end.
You can get more precise placements by putting a tower where it is not allowed, then dragging elsewhere on the screen. This will move the monkeys slower than usual, and it is called nudging. Some advanced challenges let you go into free play, so if there is ever one with weaker balloons, you should take advantage of it as it will count towards your achievements and stats. Middle path ice monkeys freeze the water around them, letting you place land monkeys on this newly formed ice. A fun thing to do is make an ice bridge, which essentially turns a water map into a land map for some money. You can increase the pierce of the Infernal Rings meteor, making it do way more damage. The easiest way to do this is with some alchemists and a primary training village.
Geraldo's shop refills when he hits level 20. So if you want some extra genies or other items, make sure to purchase them when he's level 19 so you can buy them again when he's max level.
For the engineer, if you get the sentry guns upgrade before larger surface area, these sentries will only be placed in his base range, making it much easier to keep his sentries close to the track. You can free the ice monkey on Frozen Over with either a mortar monkey or Pat Fusty. Once broken out, he'll teleport to the beginning of the track and start hitting balloons for you. You can micro the monkey ace to stay on certain parts of the track for you, which can significantly increase its DPS, especially for the Sky Shredder.
Today I'm going to give you guys a pro tip when it comes to Battles 1, targeting. The sniper and the monkey ace needs to work together to take out a Moab. On the left side, the sniper is targeted to first. On the right side, the sniper is targeted to strong. When set to strong, the sniper will take care of the ceramic balloons as well, which allows the ace to clean up the group balloons.
For BTD 6, it is generally a good idea to have your monkeys that are on straightaway set to last so they can use more of their pierce. You want your main damage dealers generally set to first, and you want everything that should focus ZOMGs or other blimps to be set to strong. Benjamin's biohack makes affected monkeys pop one more layer per attack. This can be used to beat some early rounds with almost no defenses, which is super handy for boss events. The easiest and most hands-off way to grind some monkey teams wins is to beat easy maps on deflation. This way you can AFK through the whole challenge. New players should rush the monkey education point in the support knowledge tree so they can get experience on their monkeys much faster.
If the device you're playing balloons on is bad enough, you are theoretically able to slow time, allowing you to easily perform sick micro. However, if you want to speed up time, just download a gaming PC. There are many websites where you can download all the parts, and they're 100% safe. No viruses, hitmen for hire, and sadly, no MILFs. And if you want to slow time again, just delete your computer.
The start of games is usually the hardest part, so some good starting towers are dart monkeys, submarines, snipers, and cheap heroes. Going deep into free play, especially on those weak or advanced challenges, is the easiest way to get that annoying sapper achievement. Make sure to place Benjamin far away from where you plan on putting your alchemists, because once he hits level 7, he will start drinking their berserker brew. Although cool and funny, it's pretty annoying as this only speeds up his Trojan horse ability.
In almost every scenario, instead of upgrading your laser cannon to a plasma accelerator, it's actually better to just go for another laser cannon. You get more ceramic damage, more mob damage, and in fact the only thing that the accelerator is better at is PS. Plus you save a good bit of money.
You can use unstable concoctions to do tons of damage on rounds like 96 and 98. You just have to be ready to handle the huge swarms of ceramics heading your way all at once. Building off this, the larger potions crosspath does not increase unstable concoctions pierce, only its blast radius. This is why you typically make them 0-3-1s to get that faster throwing buff. If you get a Navark of the Seas and a Trade Empire, your merchantmen and flavor trades will receive double trade empire buffs.
The Energizer makes heroes in its radius earn XP 50% faster. This applies to Adora's sacrifice, and sacrificing the Energizer itself does grant you increased XP.
Advanced intel submarines get extra mob attack range, meaning they can attack slightly before it's in range of your other monkeys. If you get the Smart Spikes upgrade on Spike Storms, their ability will only target the active tracks, which is super useful on expert maps like Ravine and Ouch. The Archmage and Dragon's Breath Wizard can attack slightly farther than their attack range suggests, making them slightly more useful in niche scenarios.
When you use the glue gunner, don't put different glue crosspaths near each other, or they will interfere and overpower each other. Instead, either use multiple of the same crosspath or strategically place them far away from each other to fulfill different purposes.
Because Geraldo's stock is limited, you want to place his glue at choke points so they can hit multiple tracks. And don't worry, it has 300 pierce, so it will still last a long time and should always be used. A great AFK-able way to farm experience is to play Infernal on Deflation over and over. Just use a Sniper, Alchemist, and Village and you'll be winning super fast with almost no effort. Boat farming is the fastest way to make money in Bloons, as each merchantman after the trade empire grows your income exponentially. This farming serves a secondary purpose when making the network of the seas, as each dollar generated counts as 4 pops towards the sacrificing. Transforming the Arctic Wind into a total transformation monster monkey vastly increases its slow range.
My tip would be that the placement of your towers matters a lot more than you may think. Placing boats on corners and tack shooters around bends can lead to more success during games. Sometimes even a pixel of difference in your placement can be the difference between life and death.
You can stack certain glue gunners to make a knockoff super glue. My favorite combo is the 023 plus a 230. You can make a regen farm with some blowback helicopters and knockback druids for your paragons. Just make sure you have enough defenses at the end to make sure that you don't leak and lose. DDTs can be tough to take down, but a Monkey Intelligence Bureau, Acidic Mixture Dips, Sabotage Ninjas, Ground Zero Aces, and Icicle Impales can make them a bit easier to pop.
Hey, I'm KK, and this is fact number 69. Did you know that Sauda is the most shipped hero in BT6? And guess with who? Yes, with ISAB.
Banana farms and the rare Quincy action figure can actually be used to give advanced intel submarines some extra vision to pop balloons, which is very useful on unpoppable runs. Round 63 is a very common round to get stuck on, so if you can't afford a tier 5 tower by then, try using some 204 bombs or 402 boomerangs to get by. Otherwise, you could use some cheap abilities like a Maelstrom or Snowstorm. Getting laser eyes on your super monkey makes it a tiny bit taller. Normally not useful, but can be used to see over an obstacle every once in a while. Adding a village to an Arctic Wind Ice Monkey increases its range, but not its water freeze radius, which is weird because upgrading it to a 031 increases both radiuses. Radiis.
Even though Sai has global range, the level 3 stun does not, so placement still matters for them.
The middle path for super monkeys and tack shooters gives extra pierce on top of the increased range. This is especially good on some avatars that you plan on pickle boosting. You can get a super cheap level 30 Apex Plasma Master by getting down your 4 tier 5 Dart Monkeys and upgrading it on the last one placed. You can respec all of your monkey knowledge points for 2,000 monkey money. This is especially useful for newer players who just got enough to reach a big one like the free Dart Monkey.
Don't send space DDTs into a sabotage ability on one of the longest maps in the game.
Avoid using the Elite Defender when fighting Lich. His soul will trigger the extra attack speed when it steals a life, and Lich will absorb this to get health back. The Heart of Vengeance upgrade for the Druid gives plus 10% attack speed even without leaks, so it is still a useful pickup even on Impoppable and Chimps run. The 520 Alch Buff is the same as the 500, so you might as well make it a 501 so you buff all your monkeys faster.
The Monkey Wall Street collects bananas around it, meaning you don't have to spend monkey money on banana farmers. Instead, just throw one of these between all your BRFs and you'll be good to go.
The Super Brittle and Embrittlement debuff stacks, making Bloons take plus 5 damage from every projectile if both monkeys hit. When placed on an aircraft carrier, the Apex Plasma Master shoots over walls and also bounces off them, causing it to deal massive damage. Cleansing Foam is a good way to deal with leads and camo balloons. You can get 2 3-0s that have sentries that apply foam on attacks, or 0-3-2s that slow balloons for a short time. Plus, you can upgrade this guy into an overclock for the late game. Izili's Mob Hex has 24 total charges. Each charge can be used to damage blimps for a percentage of their health or jump to a new one.
It is common knowledge that the Avatar of Wrath is the best tower in the game. This is a smart reference to how in real life you can use anger to solve all your issues, like taxes.
Some upgrades lose their purple popping power, like the Laser Beam Dartling and Plasma Super Monkey, so be careful when purchasing these upgrades. Changing Geraldo's targeting also affects the bunny. I normally keep it on first so it will handle the super ceramics, but if you wanted attacking blimps, you can always change Geraldo to strong. Rickle's Megamind can release tons of mobs when blowing up BFBs. Clean them up with a Snowstorm, First Striker, Ground ground zero. Alch buffs get a limited number of attacks that they can affect, but they do not care about the number of projectiles. This is why they pair so great with towers that shoot tons of projectiles per shot. Mob glue and mob press are great for stalling blimps in the later rounds, while ice monkeys and blowback helipilots are great for stalling ceramics. Favorite trades buccaneers provide increased sellback inside their tower's range, which is super useful in boss events or efficient farming.
God boosting is always worth it. For example, a fully God boosted first track ability does 12 damage more than usual. That is worth every single penny, people.
Here's a tip for every boss. The first is Lich, who does not steal hero or permanent buffs, so feel free to use jungle drums and any hero to take him down. You should also farm up some extra lives with marketplaces or helipilots, as Lich's soul does steal them. For Vortex, he stuns the monkeys around him, so make sure to have some long range options like snipers or a mad. And Bloonarius spawns balloons all over the track, so make sure you have some cleanup at the end to make sure nothing leaks. Geraldo's items are OP, but you need to know when to use them. Use Pickles on your main damage dealers if they do 3 damage or less. Use Sharpening Stone on anything that does sharp damage. Use his action figure early to farm fast or super late when it's expensive. The bunny is great for taking out ceramics as it has 10 pierce and does 40 damage. And don't forget that his camo potion gives extra attack, range, and damage to camos on top of providing camo detection. You can get monkey money fast by beating Impossible and chimps. The harder the map, the more money is awarded. You can make a Mini-opolis out of 1 to 3 banana research facilities to accelerate your farm, as these are incredibly efficient banana producers. You should use the IMF Loan's ability to farm faster. Some easy ways to do this are just to use its loan as a deposit in itself, or just buy more farm. Marketplaces are profitable after only a few rounds, so if you have some extra money, just place them down and sell them in the future. And the last one, Pat Fusty Squeeze can make rounds like 80, 85, and 97 much easier. Once again, I want to thank Crossout for sponsoring this video, the free game that lets you mess around with friends or dismantle the competition with your own personalized vehicles that suit your playstyle. Just click on the first link in the description to get the pixel paint and special items.